Think you can outrun the law? Think again. This is Chase Point. On March 3, 2022, in Bibb County, law enforcement observed a blue dirt bike being operated on Shirling Drive by a rider without a helmet. You can guess what happened next. As the officer initiated a traffic stop, the rider fled the scene, ignoring a red light. He continued with evasive maneuvers and dangerous stunts, weaving through opposing lanes and putting lives at risk. Officers attempted multiple traffic stops, but the suspect continued evasive maneuvers before ultimately losing control and crashing. Despite initial resistance, he was taken into custody without further incident. The dirt bike, which was neither registered nor insured, was impounded. The rider was evaluated at a local hospital and later transported to Bibb County Jail, where he faces multiple charges.
For any questions, if you wish. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you.
July 6, 2024, North Little Rock. A red Chevy pickup ignored commands and rolled west at 40 miles per hour. A trooper wasn't far behind. The chase was on. Speed might give you a head start, but it won't outrun the law. And if you're crawling, you're already caught. Make the smart move. Stop before they force you to. After two unsuccessful TVI maneuvers, the suspect continued to evade capture. A trooper then executed a precise intervention, causing the vehicle to collide with a concrete barrier. Officers extracted the suspect and placed him under arrest. Effective teamwork and tactical coordination. On the afternoon of June 10, 2024, a gray Kia was observed driving erratically along Highway 253 in Arkansas. The vehicle was seen overtaking others on a double yellow line. When law enforcement attempted a traffic stop, the suspect fled south, initiating a high-speed chase. After several miles, the officer executed a tactical vehicle intervention, TVI. A precision maneuver used to end dangerous pursuits. The Kia was forced off the road, and both the driver and passenger were taken into custody. Inside the vehicle, officers uncovered what appeared to be methamphetamine along with drug-related items. The driver now faces a stack of charges: felony fleeing, possession of controlled substances, and reckless driving among them. On July 8, 2023, Florida Highway Patrol troopers spotted a blazing orange Ford Mustang and a sleek white Porsche Panamera racing down Interstate 4 in Hillsborough County, clocking speeds of over 120 miles per hour. In a surprising turn, the Mustang driver complied with law enforcement and pulled over. Meanwhile, the Porsche driver chose to evade, escalating the situation further. For a split second, it looked like the officer was lining up for a pit maneuver. But with traffic thickening and speeds climbing, he backed off, knowing one wrong move could turn the highway into a war zone. As traffic cleared, law enforcement attempted to box in the fleeing Porsche and bring the pursuit to an end. However, the driver managed to evade capture by swerving away and accelerating back onto the highway. The chase continued as officers remained in close pursuit. After a tense pursuit, law enforcement executed a precision maneuver to halt the Porsche. Both individuals were taken into custody. Authorities have not released further details, but the incident highlights the perilous consequences of high-speed racing on public roads. On November 9th, 2023, Florida Highway Patrol engaged in a pursuit involving a stolen U-Haul van on the Florida Turnpike. The suspects, Jamal Calvin Stennett, Mikal Tarashi Wilson, Shuneka Oretha Gordon, and Norbert Alfonso Ball, had allegedly stolen approximately $2,500 in merchandise from a Kohl's store in Homestead. Wilson and Gordon served as lookouts while Stennett and Ball loaded goods. The van was strategically positioned near an emergency exit. Upon confrontation, the driver reversed aggressively, striking a police vehicle before fleeing. The moment the sirens lit up, they could have stopped, could have taken the hit and walked away with lesser charges, but instead, they floored it, all for a few pairs of shoes. At that moment, with sirens closing in and nowhere left to run, what would a rational mind do? Drop a comment below. The pursuit came to a dramatic end near an overpass, where troopers executed multiple pit maneuvers to stop the fleeing van. All 4 individuals were apprehended at the scene and now face felony retail theft charges. The stolen items included clothing and shoes, hardly worth the chaos that followed. The driver faced the harshest penalties. In addition to theft, he was charged with fleeing law enforcement, reckless driving, and aggravated battery after ramming a police vehicle during the chase. They risked lives, damaged property, and triggered a full-scale pursuit. Now, they're facing consequences that will last far longer than any shopping spree ever could. This was a chase that never had a chance. August 2022, Arkansas. A trooper pulls over a CA Corvette for dark window tint. But before he can even step out, the driver punches it. The car stops just long enough to ditch the passenger, probably someone who didn't sign up for felony flight. Then, it's game over. The Corvette tears through a neighborhood like a missile, leaving the trooper in the dust. After fading from sight, the suspect was spotted once more, but just like before, his car surged ahead, effortlessly outpacing the cruisers and disappearing in broad daylight. People spotted Arkansas Municipal Police Association plates and started speculating. Was this guy a cop? Nope. Turns out, anyone can get those plates. Just because it looks official doesn't mean it is. On May 11th, 2020, a high-speed pursuit unfolded on England's M6 motorway near Walsall when two suspects, driving a 100,000-pound BMW i8, overtook a police vehicle on the hard shoulder. Driver, behind the wheel, tried to play it cool, pretending to pull over before blasting off again, weaving through traffic, jumping red lights, in a desperate bid to escape. The passenger bailed mid-chase, trying to vanish into a taxi, but ditched a black Nike backpack in the bushes. Inside, 5 kilograms of high-purity drug worth 500,000 pounds. Following their arrest, the suspects alleged the BMW was purchased using proceeds from dog breeding and tree cutting. The court rejected the explanation, sentencing both to more than 6 years in prison. On October 15, 2023, in Ocala, Florida, 24-year-old Tyler Faconsolo was first spotted speeding away from a Circle K gas station. Deputies report he ran multiple red lights and drove erratically through residential zones, reaching speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. According to Tyler, it all began while he was fueling up at a gas station, until someone allegedly tried to rob him. His instinct? Slam the pedal and tear out of there like his life depended on it. The chase ended when he crashed through a fence and hit a concrete wall behind a home. But here's the kicker. Instead of opening the door, he headbutted his way out of the SUV and tried to flee on foot. A K-9 unit eventually caught him. Later, Tyler confessed to being under the influence during the chase, and now he's staring down a stack of serious charges. On March 27, 2022, Georgia State Patrol trooper spotted a 2015 BMW 640 speeding at 108 miles per hour in a 65 zone on Interstate 20 near Bill Kennedy Way. The driver was identified as Deontay Dougherty. The driver appeared to slow near the exit ramp, but then he accelerated, sparking a high-speed chase. He weaved through traffic, ignored signals, and endangered lives, including his own passengers. With speeds pushing the limit, the danger was undeniable. Ending the chase quickly wasn't just tactical, it was critical. Following a chaotic pursuit through city streets, the suspect lost control and crashed into multiple vehicles. He now faces several charges, including fleeing, reckless driving, and excessive speeding. If you enjoyed the chase, hit that like button, subscribe for more high-octane stories, and drop a comment below. Stay safe out there, obey the law, and as always, good luck.